Let's start off with a number. 7.25 times 40. Hey, did you know that there's 40 hours in a work week? Times 4. This is what someone who makes federal minimum wage in the United States of America, this is what they get once a month. This is less than the proposed stimulus package of $1,200. Now, this number is, you know, that some groups of people are actually paid less than minimum wage. Yeah, less than that number, less than $1,160. Imagine that. But even just focusing on the $1,160, that's not enough to get people going. Let's try this number. $2,400 a month. That still isn't good enough. That still isn't good enough. That will barely pay rent. But that's besides the point. You know, this number is much better than the last number. I think we can all agree. And small businesses that have gotten to this number, giving their employees this number a month, raising their minimum wage to this a month, most of them haven't, collapsed because of that. And a lot of economists say if you give people more money, they're going to buy at their local businesses more because they have more money. But all this is besides the point, because people should get to eat. People should get to feel safe. And I want you guys to give a warm round of applause to the people who brought you the end of a minimum wage hike. I want you to sear the names inside your head of the people who said no. $7.25 is good enough. I want you to give a warm round of applause to the people who said no to raising the minimum wage. Introducing the people who, said no to the minimum wage increase: John Barrasso, Marsha Blackburn, Roy Blunt, John Boozman, Mike Braun, Richard Burr, Shelley Morcapito, Bill Cassidy, Susan Collins. Oh, I can't skip some. John Corning, I don't know. Tom Cotton, Kevin Kramer, Mike Crapo, or is it Croppo? Ted Cruz, Steve Daines, Joni Ernst, Deb Fisher, Lindsey Graham, Chuck Grassley, Bill Haggerty, Josh Hawley, I'm so dumb, sorry. John Hoeven, Cindy Hyde-Smith, Jim Inhofe, Ron Johnson, John Kennedy. Wow, with the last name Kennedy, I wouldn't expect that. James Lankford, Ike Lee, Thea Loomis, Roger Marshall, Mitch McConnell, Jerry Moran, or Moran, Lisa Murkowski, Rand Paul, Rob Portman, Jim Reich, or is it Reisk? I don't know. Mitt Romney, Mike Rounds, Marco Rubio, Ben Sasse, Rick Scott, Tim Scott, Richard Shelby, Dan Sullivan, John Thune, Tom Tillis, Pat Toomey, Tommy Tuberville. Oh, it doesn't let me. Tommy Tuberville and Roger Wicker and Todd Young. But it's not just these people. If you notice, the correlation between all of them is that they're all Republicans. Yeah, sorry to say that, but they're all Republicans. Every last one of them said no to the minimum wage. They're all are Republican senators. Every single last one of them voted against the minimum wage. Burn these faces and names into your head. They said no to raising the minimum wage. They said, let them eat cake, basically. Might as well have been what they said. But hey, this was a non-partisan crushing of the bill. Part of the relief package that said no to raising the minimum wage, the federal minimum wage in America. We have to thank our special guests from the Democratic, all the way from the Democratic caucus. Special guests. Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. Kirsten Sinema of Arizona. Senator John Tester of Montana. Senator Jean Shaheen. I'm so sorry. Jean Shaheen. It's either Jean Shaheen or Jan Shaheen of New Hampshire. Senator Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire. Senator Angus King of Maine. Senator Tom Carper of Delaware. Senator Chris Coons of Delaware. Those were the people who killed the minimum wage increase. Wasn't that swell? You do know, I'm just saying, that a bunch of them are up for re-election next year. So keep close in mind who voted against the minimum wage increase. Bye-bye. I think it's pronounced Jean Shaheen. Also, please look up why raising the minimum wage wouldn't be so scary. Trust me, it's raising the minimum wage is not a bad thing. Trust me. Yeah. Bye.